The Fantastic Four are inside the quantum realm. Hello everyone, welcome to apexnerd, where we talk about all things nerd. You're not going to believe how Marvel is going to bring the Fantastic Four into the MCU. Ever since Kevin Feige announced that Marvel's first family was coming to the franchise, fans, critics, and knowledgeable comic book nerds have all been asking one question: just how rock hard are Ben Grimm's abs going to be? But most importantly, how are they going to fit this team of extraordinary superheroes into the MCU timeline? This is a world that already has gods, celestials, dragons, soul-suckers, bloodsuckers, and Skrulls along with sentient planets and Howard the Duck. So in this video I'll be telling you just how the Fantastic Four fits into the chaos and what you can expect from the movie itself. We've already been introduced to the Fantastic Four, and I'm not talking about the movies from the 2000s or the one in 2015 that shall not be named. I'm talking about the current MCU timeline in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We all leaped for joy when we saw Reed Richards played Fred John Krasinski as a member of the Illuminati. We were all like, the Fantastic Four is finally here and they are here to stay. And then Wanda came and killed the Illuminati. That was a really dark moment. Suffice to say that the variant of Reed Richards we saw get killed in Doctor Strange isn't the Reed Richards that we're going to be following in the Fantastic Four movie. But I'm not just bringing up Doctor Strange to mourn the death of that Reed Richards, although I'd be lying if I said that wasn't part of the reason. But more importantly, I want to bring to your attention something Doctor Strange said when he was introduced to the Illuminati incarnation of Mr. Fantastic. Upon seeing him, he said, "Didn't you guys chart in 60s?" alluding that he was already aware of the name Fantastic Four. Now, to be fair, this could be a subtle homage to the Beatles, who were also known by that moniker. But more importantly, it's a reference to the Fantastic Four comics, which was released in 1961. Remember, Doctor Strange has a photographic memory, and he's a bit of a history buff, as we say in the first Doctor Strange when he was reciting the release years of famous records he was listening to.
No, Billy, while Feel So Good may have charted in 1978, the album was released in December of 1977.
No, Wikipedia says it's a
Check again.
Where do you store all this useless information?
Useless? The man charted a top 10 hit with a flugelhorn.
Now, what if the chart he was referring to wasn't from music, but from news? What if a famous group of scientists known as the Fantastic Four had gone missing in the 60s, and they had been long forgotten? Now, it should be noted that in the comics, one of the very first adventures of the Fantastic Four was to the center of the Earth, and since then, they've traveled to countless places in the Marvel Universe. This is a clear indication that the Fantastic Four are explorers as well as scientists. What if this particular version of the first family didn't go to space? What if they went to the quantum realm instead? The quantum realm, also known as the microverse, is the subatomic world that exists in line with the natural reality, but can only be accessed by Pi particles, where all concepts of space and time are irrelevant. We first saw snippets of the quantum realm in Antman 2015, and as well as it being a major plot point in Avengers Endgame, being the very thing that helps undo the blip. But the quantum realm is most explored in Ant-Man and the Wasp. We get a very good look of the place when Hank Pym tries to rescue his wife Janet. While they excited the quantum realm in a psychedelic display of color, we saw a city covered by dome in the background. My first guess was that this was the miniature city of Kandor, until I realized that this wasn't Superman, nor this was DC. So, our best bet was that this was Chronopolis. And for those of you who don't know what this is, Chronopolis is Kang the Conqueror's timely city that exists outside of time. It's a hub of technological advancement as well as prehistoric sites. The working theory is that the Janet Van Dyke spent most of the 20 years of her time in the quantum realm in Chronopolis. It would explain how she knows so much about the place and what she's been doing all this time. So what does this have to do with Fantastic Four? Well, what if? And stick with me here, the Fantastic Four journeyed to the quantum realm and have been in Chronopolis ever since. It would also explain how they got their powers, because we saw from Janet and Ghost that the quantum realm does grant people abilities. In fact, Ghost's powers aren't that different from that of Sue Storm. We also know from Ant-Man 2 that Hank Pym isn't the only one who knew about the quantum realm. People have been trying to access it for decades. Ghost's father even died during his quantum realm experiment. Maybe that wasn't the only time someone conducted a quantum realm experiment that didn't go so well. We also know from Ant-Man 1 that people have been trying to replicate the Pi particles for ages. Surely that wouldn't prove too difficult for the smartest man alive, Reed Richards. So, how's this for a theory? The young scientist attempted to access the quantum realm with his team, their vehicle piloted by Ben Grimm. They succeed going into the quantum realm and gaining superpowers. Also, they discover this technologically advanced city, where time works differently. They decide to explore and study. To them, they've only been there for a short time, but to the outside world, it's been decades. And now with all the madness happening in the multiverse, especially with Kang the Conqueror, who's the main antagonist in Ant-Man 3, they decide to show up and help out. Understand that if they've truly been in Chronopolis, they would have been undisturbed by Kang, because he would just have been chilling in the Citadel and managing the TVA, preventing the emergence of alternate version of himself. And after the events of Loki, Doctor Strange, and undoubtedly Ant-Man and the Wasp's third installment, the Fantastic Four steps out of the quantum realm in the modern day to knock down some bad guys. Let me know what you think about this theory in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe.